And as we got into the writing process, we realized, being our third record and everything, it was kind of time for us to do something a little bit different.
After the first few months that we started writing, we had a bunch of songs that were good. I don't think they were necessarily bad, they just weren't really different or special.
We knew that we wanted to change, but we didn't know how.
It had to sound like Simple Plan, but to the next level.
Are we really ready? Do we have what we need? We realized that, maybe we need to take more time to write, and maybe we need to take more time to make a record that would seem more important, more different and more special sounding.
More everything, more Simple Plan, but at the same time more original and more fresh. So we weren't going to stop till we had that.
But we needed to find a way to maintain our identity while evolving.
And coming up with that idea or coming up with that direction was actually the hard part.
That evolution was not going to happen like in 2 or 3 months. It was something that needed time.
So we started writing, and some good songs came out, but they weren't, they weren't at that point yet.
And it just kind of felt like good songs, but maybe a little flat.
So we kept writing and writing and writing and writing, till eventually we realized that we had nothing.
It was stressful because everybody was kind of questioning what we were doing.
We didn't want to do a record super quick either, to not like it as much as we're going to like this one,
The sound of this record kind of came together when we didn't really know what to do or how to write or what kind of genre or what kind of directions we wanted to go into.
We eventually started to look for other avenues to try to change the sound a little bit.
We kind of asked around about who we should work with.
Maybe we just need somebody to sort of show us like a different road, like a different door.
Started looking for producers and stuff that we could do, that we could work with and have a different influence to come kind of spice up our Simple Plan sound.
And that's when the idea of working with Danger, Nate, came about.
Apparently this guy wanted to branch out in rock and roll as well, so it kind of went hand in hand, like he wanted to work with a rock band, we wanted to work with somebody like him.
The first day we got there, it was a little awkward. We met up with him, and he's a kind of very shy guy, so it was kind of like we didn't really know how that was going to play out.
We got there, it was kind of weird. We didn't know what he was going to do. He just said, well, I'll just do my thing, and you guys let me know when you like it, and we'll start working on that. The way that we were able to make it sound genuine and sound, not so contrived, was that we wrote it with him.
He came up with loops, production ideas that were very, very interesting. Those ideas kind of triggered new songs, triggered like a new direction.
Gets there, puts his headphones on, and like starts with a beat, writes a piece on it, and then what we would do is that we'd listen to everything he'd be doing, and then when we liked them, he'd be like, hey, dude, that's good, okay, let me grab my guitar. Start writing in that, and we'd kind of build a song.
It was very interesting to blend in his kind of production ideas with the songs that were already there, and also taking his ideas and like going further and pushing it.
And we never really did that before, and everything sounded so fresh and exciting again.
It's not like we did like a 180, but we added a new flavor.
When I'm Gone was all written around this one beat that Danger had done. It was like this little
right away. You can hear Danger's touch.
And it's like just one little beat that felt so cool.
He gets like the coolest tones.
There's a beat to it, but there's the band on top.
It was a lot of like excitement because that sound just sounded really great. Like it was an evolution, yet we kind of maintained the Simple Plan identity.
The record, when you hear it, it's definitely really rock, and it's definitely still our style, and there's some songs that really don't have that influence.
A lot of it had to do with our desire to just maintain who we are and kind of just wanting to be Simple Plan. But it also had a bit to do with working with Dave Fortman.
Dave is a really, really cool guy, and I think that's how it really came about. We're just like looking for producers, and when we got around to talking to Dave, he just had such a cool vibe to him.
Hey man, yeah.
It's just like a really nice, fun guy that we're like, all right, like he's made some amazing records.
With Evanescence, with Mudvayne, kind of heavier records, and he's really into like hearing us as a rock band.
I don't know, he's just a really cool rock guy, like, great guitar sounds, really cool ideas. Like, he was in a band before.
As soon as I heard that he was from Ugly Kid Joe, I think that was it, he had the record. Bam. Here, go, do whatever you want.
Oh, camera shot, okay?
He was one of the guys that really seemed to get it.
Was so enthusiastic about making this album and about the demos that we had. We just knew he was the right guy to move forward with.
Because he was the one guy who was like, man, this mesh of sound is amazing.
We knew he could achieve what we wanted, the record to sound like.
He's a serious guy as far as work is, but in general, he's a kind of a goofball.
Dave is a funny guy.
How's your movie coming along?
That guy can keep a straight face and tell you a complete lie like nobody else I've ever met.
Dave Foreman's a crazy motherfucker, man. That's the only way I can describe it. Like, this guy is out of his mind.
Likes to have fun, likes to party.
The hand boning. That's what they do in Louisiana. They have a lot of time on their hands.
He's crazy, but in a good way.
He's crazy, but I love him. He's a great guy.
Even if we've been up till 4 in the morning the night before, he'll be focused. And I honestly think that he was, he was one of the guys that got the best performance out of me, especially.
Awesome. 2 more.
It was one of the funnest time for me to track. When it was just me and him, we would get pretty retarded, and it was funny. I think he's almost as funny as I am.
But as soon as we got into the studio, his desire was just to bring out everybody's ideas to the table and test them.
And I think he had a lot of confidence in our songs, so he didn't try to change everything just for the sake of changing.
But when it's time to change something, he stops you and makes you think about it.
It could be better. Just that one thing to extend whatever the lead focal point.
He really got the great performance out of everybody. The guitars sound great, the vocals sound great, the drums sound great. He just was able to nail everybody's parts.
We're 5 very strong personalities, and this guy kind of came in and made us work together in a very natural way.
And you really, really nailed it. Like, the record sounds gigantic, and we're really happy with it.
The way that we approach it is that we don't put any boundaries. We can do whatever we want. Doesn't matter if we can't play it exactly the same live. We'll figure it out in the end.
We tried every sound that we wanted to hear.
I think you got to go in the studio and make the best record possible.
We kind of put all our ideas into a box.
It's the tissue box.
And then we picked one by chance, and that was what we went with now.
I think the whole recording process it went really smooth.
What I liked about this album is that people were really passionate.
Democracy kind of ruled. We just decided, if most of us dig the idea, well, that's the one that's going to make it onto the record.
You're in? You're in?
Yeah.
Subtle.
So it was really cool to have all the guys sort of come in and say, like, I like this, how about we do this like that?
Trying out all these little things made us grow as a band.
Using pianos, using strings, using keyboards, using guitars, and sitting there going like, what can we put here?
Lyrically, musically, part-wise.
I think we need a plexi tone.
Let's grab this guitar and plug it into this speaker and mic it through this mic and
Driven Vox tone.
How to play the part so that it sounds a certain way.
Change certain things here and there.
Textural guitar leads.
Gigantic orchestra.
Or a cool texture on like second verses.
Atmospheric rhythm.
People probably expect us that we're in a room playing all together, but we're not really doing that.
20 guitar parts.
All around a computer, and we're listening to the songs, and we're trying to sort of mimic real instruments. So do a drum like da 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 da
Every detail matters. If you don't have that attitude, then the record won't be as good.
There's so many little things that are going through this record.
get it together, make it into a simple plan song.
We argue about everything.
I don't think it ever gets into arguments.
If you do it like this, it doesn't work.
That's how if you do that, that's how fast it is.
But in a friendly way.
At times it can be really frustrating.
Well, do whatever you want. You're the drummer.
Sometimes like a pick scrape or even like a chord becomes like the end of the world.
We're gonna put some delay on it, bitch.
It never was, wow, I hate this part, I like this one better, and now we ended up with the one that I hate.
People had strong opinions.
Like verse, chorus, verse, chorus,
It's like, this one's really good, I like this one, like a little bit better.
bridge, chorus, chorus, chorus.
Have the balls to say, you know what, I like this, we should do it like that.
I think it's really way better, and I beg you to please take a lot of time to listen to it.
You get really microscopic about everything.
But as the years go by, I think that everybody trusts each other a little more.
It's just a very creative and fun part of the
It
album.
was very interesting to come in and just be able to talk and openly and just being, friends making a record.
We really went in blind, and we just went in with a very open mind and said, like, you know what, let's just have fun and see what happens. And I think I'm really stoked how it came out.
The whole record, I think it's just like such a step forward for us. I think it's going to bring us to places that we've never imagined were possible.
I think we stay true to who we are, and it works out. So.
I feel we've come such a long way. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you listen to the first record and then the second record, the evolution was really good. But then we took it further. So I think it's our best record yet. I know everyone says the same thing. Oh, it's our best record yet. But you know what? I think this one is the best record yet.